Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video. So, obviously we know Big Ramy is out this year. He is not competing at the Mr. Olympia 2019. A lot of you guys still dropping comments saying Big Ramy 2019. Not happening. Don't even know if you're following bodybuilding at all, or you just know three names. It's normally Kai Green, Philly, and Big Ramy everybody's saying he's going to win, and none of them are there. So, moving on from that, that's my rant. Basically, I wanted to just do a video on how Big Ramy gets far too much credit for his actual conditioning, and I'll tell you why. This is not like a hate video towards Big Ramy. I do think over the past few years he's been very, very overrated, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, I want to touch on the highlights of obviously Big Ramy's career. Like I said, this is not like a video to get at Big Ramy or disrespect him in any way, shape, or form. I just think by touching over these topics, it gives you a better understanding of where Big Ramy's been, where he's come to, and the decision he made to take this year out to improve himself. So, obviously, he was the Amateur Olympia champion back in 2012. Yes, he was a Mr. Olympia, but in the amateur division. He's come first at the New York Pro 2013. First time he placed at the Mr. Olympia was 8th, which has been his worst placing. But obviously it's his first time there. 8th, still good, still being on stage. He won the New York Pro second time in 2014. Then he ranked up one place higher in the 2014 Mr. Olympia and got 7th. Then there was the big Arnold Classic Brazil win where he took first, which was brilliant. Still one of my favourite performances from Big Ramy himself. Then he obviously ranked up a couple more places in 2015, got 5th. And basically, I'll just bring it forward rather than just going through his entire CV. Obviously, he got second place in the 2017 Mr. Olympia. Now, interesting fact about this was, I personally don't think that was his best condition ever. But obviously, on that stage, on that day, he did place second. But an interesting fact about that day, the judges did actually move Phil Heath and put Big Ramy centre stage. Now, when judges do this, it's basically like, it's almost like getting a nod saying, you're going to be top 2, top 3, because there's normally just the middle guys they want to focus at and, dial in on. Now, obviously, 2017 was the year Big Ramy got far too much hype, and 2016. And one of the reasons behind this was actually Louis Marco. Louis Marco basically bigged this guy up, and rightly so, because obviously 2017 he did come second. But the hype train got too much in 2018. Obviously, it followed on because he got second place in 2017. So everybody was like, he can do it this year. He's got second. He was centre stage. Phil was moved out to the right while, Big Ramy took centre stage. There's a possibility that Big Ramy can win it. However, Big Ramy was going through coaches like no tomorrow. Didn't quite have it dialed in. Got his worst placing since his first attempt at the Mr. Olympia, and he got 6th place. So, do I think Big Ramy is overrated? I do, only because I think fans can get too involved in hyping somebody up, and influencers, myself included, Louis Marco, I think, who else was bigging him up back then? The RX Muscle, Nick Strength and Power covered quite a lot of Big Ramy's progression. I did myself back then. And obviously the hype train just got too much, and he didn't quite live up to the expectation of 2017. Now, I think he made a lot of errors on that way from placing second to obviously going from second to 6th. I think him taking this year out is going to be a massive improvement for Big Ramy. If he comes back in 2020 and doesn't place in the top 5 or at least top 3, I'd be very disappointed, and then he would definitely be the most overrated bodybuilder ever. The problem with bodybuilding is that there is too much hype around too many athletes at any one particular time. We've had it with Rowley, we've had it with Brandon Curry, and this just continues. So on that note, guys, drop a comment. I've been me, you've been you. Peace.